Everyone, Sabre Jr here, and welcome back to another episode in our 2K16 Universe Mode series. That's the word I'm looking for. Just a quick word before this video starts. There's no Universe Mode footage in this video. This is just going to be an 8-man tournament to crown our first ever global champion for our Global Force Wrestling brand. And as you can see, I've split the brackets up here into 4 parts. We're going to have, in part number 1, we're going to have our Japanese part. It's going to be Tanahashi versus Okada. In part number 2, we're going to have our British part. It's going to be Sabre Jr. versus Drew Galloway. Part number 3 is American, Adam Cole versus AJ Styles. And part number 4 is going to be our Mexican side. That's going to be Muertes taking on Prince Puma. So, just a little bit of fun before this competition starts. Why don't we nip down to the comment section below and just have a guess on who you think is going to win this one. I want to say AJ Styles, but something, I don't know what, something inside me is pulling me towards Muertes. So I'm going to go for Muertes. But yeah, have a guess down in the comment section below who you think is going to win. I've said Muertes, but for you guys that have watched a lot of my tournaments, you know that 99 times out of 100 I've been wrong. So yeah, I've got a feeling for Muertes, so I'm going to go for that right now. But yeah, before I waste any more of your time, let's get straight into our first match. So as I said, our first match is going to be Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada. Now I'm not sure, I don't know what it is, but I think these are good, but my mind is telling me they're not. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm so used to seeing our 2K15 versions of them that I think they're actually a lot better. So I've developed a bit of a cough today while I've been recording these videos. But yeah, I think they're quite good, actually. I do, and I'm looking forward to using them a bit more. As I've said before in some of my videos, for some reason the loading screens of the Creator Show does not seem to be working in exhibitions and tournaments. This will be when we start our Universe Mode. All the matchup screens will be a proper Global Force Wrestling matchup screen with the logo and everything. So that's going to be quite good to see. Of course, our first episode of Global Force Wrestling is Global Impact. No, sorry, it's Amped TV now, isn't it? Global Force Wrestling's Amped TV will be, there it is, there, look, you can see it on the side of the ring. That will be uploaded on Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, it'll be fine to see Okada and Tanahashi in the ring. And I must say the attires look a lot better this year. I think they do look better. I think Tanahashi's hair looks a lot better than it did last year. And I think, like I said, I'm just so used to seeing our 2K15 versions that I'm not realising how much better these two are. These two did both have a lot of likes in the community creation, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm struggling to find some of the other ones. I wanted to get Kota Ibushi, but for some reason the only Kota Ibushi I can find has got a really dark line across the top of his head. So I've left that off for now, but we'll try and get him again at some point in the near future. Who else am I looking for? There was Naito as well we're looking for at some point, but again, can't find a decent one of him yet either. There are a few decent ones, but like I say, there's not much at the moment. So at the moment, I've only got 3 Japanese. Oh no, sorry, I'm going to have 5 Japanese guys in this roster at the moment. We're going to have Okada, Tanahashi. We've got Shinsuke Nakamura, who will be involved in the Intercontinental Championship. That will be the next tournament uploaded. And we've also got Jushin Liger and the Great Muta as well will also be working this roster. I don't think we'll see a lot of the Great Muta. He might just work sort of like some of the bigger shows maybe. Just sort of like he's going to act like our Rock and Austin and Shawn Michaels and that like we do on the main roster. The Great Muta. He's going to come in and maybe do one sort of feud against somebody to help put them over and that sort of thing. Jushin Liger I think will be somebody who will probably be more involved as we go along. Now, I think I'm actually going to involve him in the Intercontinental Championship picture. I think I might do the same thing for the Intercontinental picture as I've done here. Have a couple of Japanese guys, a couple of Mexicans, a couple of Brits, and a couple of Americans. I think that's probably a good way to go, but I'll have to see if I've actually got the people to do it first. But that's the sort of way I'm looking at it. And of course, we also have the Next Gen Championship as well, which will be uploaded. That should be episode number 3. And then the Tag Team Championship will be episode number 4. So we're going to start Global Force Wrestling with 4 belts for now. But I am looking to add the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles as well in the very near future. Might do that so they're crowned at our first pay-per-view. Not entirely sure yet, or I might just do a random extra tournament to get them crowned. It depends on what we plan our first Global Force Wrestling pay-per-view on being. That's going to very much depend on how many episodes I've managed to get ahead of myself, because, like I say, it's going to take a lot longer to record episodes this year. So for me to do a full week-long pay-per-view like I did last year, maybe Best of the Super Juniors or G1 Climax, I'm probably going to need to get a little bit ahead of myself, because it's just last year the episodes were taking between sort of 40 minutes to an hour. I think this year we do a 7-match card It's going to take more sort of like an hour to hour and a half. And to do that on top of our normal weekly shows as well, it's going to be a bit more difficult. So I need to make sure I can get a little bit ahead first, and then I'll probably be able to do it then. Dragon suplex there by Tanahashi. He's bridged in for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, that was close. I thought that was it then. Tanahashi nearly won the battle of the Japanese wrestlers here. I didn't mean to. That sounded like I was going to say something racist, didn't it? No. The battle of the Japanese wrestlers is what I was trying to say. And of course, this is also our main event for Wrestle Kingdom 10 coming up in January for NJPW. That's going to be a fantastic match once again. The only problem is that as much as it's going to be a fantastic match, they seem to have stuck to this main event now for like 3 or 4 years on the trot. 1, 2, after the tombstone, it's only a 2 count. So as much as it's going to be a fantastic match, they just seem to be doing the same match over and over again. That's the only thing that I'm worried about. Still, if you saw last year's Wrestle Kingdom with these two, you had Nakamura versus Ibushi, you had, I think it was Naito versus AJ Styles. It was an absolute incredible pay-per-view, and I've got a feeling that this year's will be the same. Great frog splash there by Tanahashi in for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. Remember, as in all of my championship tournaments so far we've done, damage retention is on. So basically, all the damage suffered in this match will go on to our next match as well. I can't get rid of this cough at all. I don't know what, I might have to have like a hot lemon at some point. And now Tanahashi taking Okada up onto the top rope. Yes, remember the winner of this match will be taking on the winner of the British first round. That's going to be Drew Galloway versus Saber Jr. It's looking like a great match, that one. I think in the Intercontinental one, instead of doing British, I might do European, because I would really like to have Tommy End in there. And I have, man, this is going to sound really stupid now, right? I mention in the future, in the Global Force Wrestling Tag Team competition, that I really wanted to get hold of Michael Dante, so we could have the Sumerian Death Squad as a tag team, alongside Tommy End. I say it that way because I've already recorded the Tag Team Championship Tournament. I recorded that one first, because I know that was going to be the longest one. I wanted to get it out of the way first. So I recorded that one first, and then after I did that event, I went on to the Community Creations, and there you go, somebody's created Michael Dante now. So we've got another tag team. We've got the Sumerian Death Squad available for Global Force Wrestling, so that's going to be pretty good. A team that I really want to try and use in the Universe mode. And there it is, Tanahashi picks up a very fast victory over Kazuchika Okada here. And I'm still coughing, I don't know what it is. So Tanahashi's done pretty well here. He's not taken much damage either. So he's looking in a very good condition to go forward and maybe win this global championship here. Of course, he did hold it for a little bit in our 2K15 Universe, but I think he started 2K15 with it, but he lost the belt to Kazuchika Okada very early on. And then Okada sort of held the belt consistently the whole way through. He lost it for a period of about 2 or 3 weeks to Michael Elgin, but he won it back promptly. And then he also went on to finish the Universe mode, holding the Intercontinental Championship as well. So, no, he didn't, did he? No, if I remember correctly, Okada lost both the Intercontinental Championship and the Global Championship on that very last episode of Global Force Wrestling. I'm not entirely sure, actually. It's been a while now. There's been a lot of stuff going on, and I've completely lost to what I did now. But I'm pretty sure Okada might have lost both them belts on the last day. I think Brian Cage definitely won one of them. I'll have to have a look, actually. But it looks like now we're definitely going to have somebody a bit different as a champion. Of course, the only people in this competition to have held the Global Championship on our 2K16 Universe mode was Okada and Tanahashi. Obviously, Tanahashi held it for a short amount of time, but Okada had it for most of the Universe mode. So with Okada being knocked out first round, looks like in this Universe mode, we're seeing quite a lot of them. I'm really looking forward to just having, it's like almost like a complete reset of the Universe mode. We get a chance to use a lot of different people in the championships and the feuds as well, so I'm really looking forward to that. But your winner here, Hiroshi Tanahashi, going on to our semi-final to face the winner of our next match. And here is that next match. It's going to be Sabre Jr. taking on Drew Galloway. Now, I really do like both these calls. The only issue I have is with that line across Sabre Jr.'s forehead. Apart from that, they're both really good calls. Drew Galloway looks pretty good as well, but yeah, it's just that line across Sabre Jr.'s head, and they were on the guy who's been creating these calls is absolutely fantastic, but he has had an issue with a couple of wrestlers like that. The Will Ospreay, I really want to download, looks the same. It almost looks like, I know it's this face scan thing, almost where they're putting the the pictures on, isn't it? But it doesn't seem to be matching up the skin tone with the actual wrestler itself. So that's a little bit of a shame. But still, I can't refuse to use Sabre Jr. He's one of my favourite wrestlers. And in my mind, probably one of the best wrestlers in the world. And of course, this evening, he has a chance to prove that as well. And if you are interested, we will be seeing Sabre Jr. once again in the Tag Team Championship tournament. Which, like I said, will be uploaded in 3 videos' time. It's going to be Global Championship, Intercontinental Championship, Next Gen Championship, then Tag Team Championship. It'll be episode number 4 on Global Force Wrestling. And Drew Galloway starting this match, dominating. Of course, this is the British section of the card. This is Drew Galloway, of course, from Scotland, taking on Sabre Jr. from England. And if you're interested, Sabre Jr. is tag teaming up with Marty Scurll on the on that tag team tournament. They are, I think I've got this right, I think it's LDRS is the tag team name, but it's short for the word leaders, and it's supposed to be the leaders of the next generation of wrestling. I'm pretty much sure that's what it's supposed to be. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I've got in my mind. I'm just going off my own memory here, but well, it's a pretty good tag team, and again, it gives us another great tag team to use in our universe mode, especially a tag team that can also be used as part of the junior heavyweight tag division as well. So that's an interesting one. Drew Galloway sending Sabre Jr. over the top of his head there. I didn't realise. Sorry, I got completely distracted there for a second. That's pretty cool, actually. So I got completely distracted. I've got obviously I've got my computer which I'm recording on. Then next to it, I've got my laptop where I'm doing my uploading and editing at the same time. And it's just popped up on Twitter, and I've realised that it says 34,000 tweets about Brooklyn Beckham. I'm like, bloody hell, what's happened there? I've clicked onto it. Apparently, Brooklyn Beckham played in the UNICEF match this evening that was done at Old Trafford. He actually replaced his dad, came on as a substitute, so that's pretty cool. Drew Galloway can't believe he didn't win there. And of course, Drew Galloway is also going to be part of a tag team in this universe mode for Global Force Wrestling. He wasn't involved in the tag team competition, though. That tag team is, of course, going to be alongside fellow Scotsman Grado, or if you will, Grado. And they're going to be known as Team ICW? Yeah, ICW. Which, of course, is the company they used to work for, well, they still do work for, in Scotland, Insane Championship Wrestling. I have actually got an arena for ICW as well, so we will be doing a Global Force Wrestling show over there at some point during the universe mode. Maybe we could do a British tour. That could be interesting. We could do like a 4 or 5 day pay-per-view. Each day could be in a different arena, because I have got a Progress Wrestling arena. I've got an ICW arena. So if I could get like a Southside Wrestling arena and something like that as well, we could do a pretty good little show. Preston City Wrestling as well. We could do a pretty good sort of British tour. That'd be quite an interesting idea, actually. I like that. I do like that. I'm going to write that down and put that with my list of ideas that we've all been putting together too. So GFW British tour. And of course, if you guys have any suggestions of things that we could do, then please let me know in the comment section below. I know Jay's been coming up with some fantastic ideas once again. And he really does read my mind sometimes, because a lot of his ideas are things that I've already got written down on my list to do. So some great ideas. Well, of course I'm going to say they're great ideas because I had the same idea, and obviously my ideas are fantastic. But there you go. So that's going to be an interesting one. We could do something like that, and that's really what I want to do, is trying to use different arenas and things like that as well. Trying to keep the whole thing fresh. Like I said, our first pay-per-view is going to be Ring of Honor's pay-per-view this week, and there's a butterfly powerbomb by Sabre Jr. I think that's actually one of his finishing maneuvers. The referee's actually been taken out. Or maybe it's not one of his finishing maneuvers. I'll take it back. But this could be Dragon Suplex bridged for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, Drew Galloway kicks out. Yeah, I want to try to use some different arenas where we can to try and keep the whole thing fresh. Like I said, our very first pay-per-view is going to be Ring of Honor, and it's going to be Mystery Vortex, which is a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla style pay-per-view, and it's going to be essentially all the matches are supposed to be a surprise. There's the Future Shock DDT. I'll get back onto Ring of Honor in a second, but Drew Galloway can't have this one. 1, 2. No, Saber Jr. kicks out as well. Yeah, our very first pay-per-view is going to be Ring of Honor. It's going to be Mystery Vortex, which is a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla format. We are going to be using a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Arena I've downloaded. And essentially, it's going to be... all the matches are supposed to be a surprise. However... Yeah, I say however. That's what it was originally going to be. But however, I have already decided what the main event is going to be. Based on what happened in the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship Tournament, we are going to have a specific main event. But apart from that, the rest of the 6 matches on the card will be decided on the night, and you guys won't know what the matches are until the guys make their entrance, and I'm not going to know until very, very close to the video. I'm obviously going to I'm going to pick the match types out of a hat. That I'm also going to pick the names of the wrestlers out of a hat that are going to be in the match. So we could end up with some really random ones. We really could. We could also end up with, for example, Nick Jackson versus Matt Jackson in a cage. That sort of thing could happen. There's no reason why it couldn't. Don't get me wrong, the odds are not with it, but Sabre Jr. the pin after that super backdrop, but Drew Galloway kicks out. I'm sorry if my throat is sounding a bit rough. It is now. I don't know why. I hope it clears up soon because I've still got another 2 recordings to do. Another 2 tournaments to do after this one this evening. So I'm really hoping to plough through them as much as I can without any issues. But at this rate, I'm going to struggle. It's terrible. I've had an entire week off and now it's Saturday. I'll go back to work on Monday and I'm starting to feel ill. They're never going to believe me if I call in ill on Monday morning, I tell you. There's a second Future Shock DDT, and surely that's going to put Drew Galloway into the semi-finals. 1, 2, and it does. Drew Galloway is going on to face off against Hiroshi Tanahashi in the first semi-final. And I'll tell you what, I'm really enjoying this year about having a bit more varied roster in Global Force. Like I said last year, when I look back, I didn't notice when we were recording it, but when I look back on it now, I'm thinking to myself, it was a very, very, very Japanese-based company. We just used... it was all about Tanahashi, it was all about Okada, it was all about Nakamura, Ibushi, Sabre Jr. No one else really got a look in. So this year, like I said, all 8 guys in this tournament are going to be involved in that main event picture. And of course, there's more that I couldn't get into this tournament. So we're going to have a much more in-depth sort of and varied main event picture in Global Force Wrestling. I'm looking forward to it. We've got matches like this. Sabre Jr. versus Drew Galloway. Where else can you see this? What other universe mode on YouTube gives you Sabre Jr. versus Drew Galloway? And even better, we could have put Magnus in this now, a triple threat, couldn't we? We've also got for you this evening Adam Cole versus AJ Styles and Muertes versus Prince Puma. Another 2 fantastic matches to put through another 2 guys into our semi-finals. Who is it going to be? We now know that Drew Galloway and Tanahashi have both increased their chances of becoming the first global champion. And Drew Galloway playing a heel here. I'm not quite sure. As I said, I'm still yet to go through all the universe mode and really, I've got it all set up. I just need to go through and tweak a few things. I want to change some of the stats and some of the heels and faces and that sort of thing as well. And really just make sure I've got all the teams sorted out because I've downloaded a few new guys since I originally set it up. So I need to get the whole thing done. But I think it's going to be almost... Well, it's going to be good and ready to go tomorrow. So we should definitely get our first episode of Monday Night Raw uploaded for Monday morning. As promised, really. So that's going to be pretty damn good, that is. Looking forward to it now. And here we go with the American part of this tournament. It's going to be Adam Cole versus AJ Styles. And I think this is probably 2 of the best calls I've got so far. Adam Cole was actually the first download I made on this game as well. So that's pretty damn good. And of course, AJ Styles. I've had to download... This is about the 3rd AJ Styles I've had now across time. But I think this one's probably the best one I've had so far. It does look a lot like him. And here we go. We've got the leader of Kingdom versus the leader of Bullet Club. Who's going to come out on top here with an opportunity going for that global championship? Of course, the winner of Mil Muertes and Prince Puma still stands in the way of these 2. I'm not sure, you know, whether to keep Prince Puma as Prince Puma. I really wanted to get a Ricochet core. And I really wanted to do that, but I'm just not sure now. I'm not sure. I couldn't find a Ricochet core. This is a... You'll see the Prince Puma later on is pretty good. And it might be better to keep him as Prince Puma because, of course, Prince Puma is more of a top card member, really. So that's probably a good shout at doing something like that, maybe. But we could also bring him back as Ricochet and team him up with Matt Sydal, which is what he's doing currently in NJPW. They've formed a tag team of recent, which is looking pretty damn strong. Of course, it would be two of the top high-flying wrestlers in indie wrestling. But of course, Ricochet, for me, it's very, very close. The best wrestler in the world between Ricochet and Saber Jr. It has to be one of those two for me. Ricochet has got the speed, he's got the agility, he's got the strength, and he's got the look and the charisma to be the top wrestler. And Saber Jr. is just the best technical wrestler I think I've ever seen in the ring. He's just... some of the stuff he can do. If you get a chance to watch any Pro Wrestling Guerrilla videos or anything like that, what you can do, of course, if you search for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla's YouTube channel on YouTube, obviously after you've watched this entire video and liked it and subscribed and all that sort of corporate fluff, but if you check over there, you can see, I bet there are like about 6 or 7 minutes previews of all of their shows, and it really does show you how fantastic guys like Ricochet and Saber Jr. and all those sort of guys are. And again, it just shows you how fantastic Pro Wrestling Guerrilla is, because I don't think I've ever seen a single event put up by Pro Wrestling Guerrilla where I've gone, this isn't very good, or I get bored halfway through. I can sit there and watch an entire 3 hours of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla and then just want more straight away. The shows are that damn good. And especially when I got the DVD for this year's Battle of Los Angeles, I got the triple DVDs, so it was all 3 nights of the show, so that's 9 hours of wrestling. I sat down and watched all 9 hours in a row. It's that good. You can just sit down and watch the full show like that. They don't mess around with storyline. There's some loose storylines every now and again, but they don't often mess around with them. They're all about just simply giving the fans just incredible wrestling matches. That's what they're all about, and I think it really works. I think WWE get lost sometimes in some of these storylines, and they don't actually give the fans the actual wrestling. They forget that it's a wrestling company and not a soap opera half the time. But hopefully we can improve that here on our universe mode, giving you guys what you want to see rather than all the corporate fluff and trying to sell you access to my YouTube network for just $9.99, all that sort of bollocks. But there you go, figure 4 leg lock locked in here by Adam Cole on AJ Styles. Great move. And of course, like I said, these two guys are a prime example of what I was mentioning before with people working multiple rosters at the same time. We're going to have both these guys working for both Ring of Honor and Global Force. And I think there's a chance that there's going to be quite a few others. Of course, Kingdom, the rest of the Kingdom will be here. That's Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. And of course, all 6 members of Bullet Club will be on both shows as well. So just there with them 9 guys, you've got people that are spreading across both shows. You've got others as well, and I think we'll probably branch others over as we go on. We'll debut them here and there. I want to try and keep the opening rosters as close to real life as possible, and then we'll try and spread it out a bit more as we go on. Don't get me wrong, there are going to be a few people that work for Ring of Honor on Universe Mode that don't work for Ring of Honor now. And there's going to be quite a few people in, obviously, Global Force Wrestling, Tanahashi. Well, majority of Global Force Wrestling actually don't actually work there. I've got more guys this year that do now. I've got the likes of, you'll see in the Next Gen Championship, we've got Andrew Everett. There's one as AJ Styles. There he is with the Styles Clash, middle of the ring. Rolls Adam Cole over into the pin. 1, 2. No, Adam Cole kicks out. AJ Styles cannot believe it. What is he going to have to do here to take AJ Styles, take himself through to the semis, or to take Adam Cole out of the match? I have had a couple of comments today commenting how I keep getting people's names wrong. I don't know why I do it. I really don't. I think I've never been the best talker in the world, so I think sometimes I struggle just trying to rush through things and getting as many words out as possible. I try and slow myself down whenever I notice it and try not to speak too quickly, but that seems to be the problem. When I think I did a match in Ring of Honor where it was Jay Briscoe versus Jay Lethal, and that was just a complete mind screw for me. That just went completely wrong all the time. So I try and stick away from certain people if I can, especially putting them in the ring together. Sami Zayn and one that would really confuse me is Sami Zayn and Solomon Crowe, so I'm not going to do that. The main reason that would confuse me is because obviously Solomon Crowe on the indie scene was known as Sami Callihan, so it'd be Sami Callihan versus Sami Zayn, and I can imagine the problems I'll get into on that one. And that's one of the problems I had in 2K15 as well. It was I just kept calling Solomon Crowe Sami Callihan, and sometimes I call him Solomon Crowe, sometimes I call him Sami, and it just got very, very confusing. As AJ Styles now locking in the calf killer, but referee, look, Adam Cole's foot is on the rope, and there you go, referee makes AJ Styles break the pin straight away. Break the submission straight away, should I say. AJ bringing Adam Cole back up to his feet, and there's a big Pele kick. I don't know why I call it a Pele kick. That's just what the Americans call it, but I know it's a Pele kick. Adam Cole sort of grabbing the bottom rope. The bottom rope going straight through the hand of Adam Cole. And this time the referee saw it. As AJ again going for a calf killer, but again, very poor ring positioning. As Adam Cole's foot was on the bottom rope. Maybe one way that 2K could fix the submission wrestling. Ooh. Maybe one way 2K could fix the finisher submissioners. The finisher submissions would be to possibly make it so. Let's make sure AJ comes down. He does come down. Great 450 spin. I say make sure he comes down because I did a random match with him a few weeks back and he did one of those springboards and disappeared. He sprung out of camera view and I lost him. He didn't come back down for 30 seconds, so I restarted the match. But there you go. Yeah, one of the things that what 2K could do to fix the finisher submission situation would be to maybe give guys unlimited submission finishes. Oh, wow, look at that by Adam Cole launching AJ Styles up and catches him in the super kick. Adam Cole's been busted open. And straight away, AJ Styles kicks out. Yeah, maybe they could give guys with submission finishes infinite submissions finishes. If as soon as they use an impact one, they lose it. But infinite submissions would be great because that means if you lock in your, say your Bret Hart, you lock in a sharpshooter, the opponent doesn't tap. You give it a couple more moves, you lock in the sharpshooter again. Again, your opponent doesn't tap, and then you get maybe a third chance, something like that. Because, like I say, if it's going to be a case where these guys have to lock in their finishers about 4 or 5 times before they get the victory, they're never going to get a chance. So the best thing about Bret Hart is I think his #1 finisher actually is a power driver, so he should be okay. That's just what I'm trying to do. Guys that have finisher submissions, I'm just trying to mix it up so they have a impact one as well. And this match still continues. You know what? I bet Muertes and Prince Puma backstage are both rubbing their hands together because they've seen how much damage all these guys are taking here, and they know they should be able to pick them off. AJ taking Adam Cole up even. And there's the second Styles Clash. And surely this time, AJ just has to roll Adam Cole over and win the match, but he's taunting. He brings him back up to his feet. Why has AJ not gone for the pin? He looks to continue the assault. A couple of forearms, ducks, and there's a Pele kick again. Now surely, come on AJ Styles, just go for the pin. You're ruining your own chances of winning this competition by expending more energy, and there you go. I don't understand the AI in this game sometimes, I really don't. He hit his finisher and then his signature combination as well, and still nothing. But Adam Cole now, and there's that, I think it's a Tequila Sunrise, I'm not entirely sure. You guys might have to let me know in the comment section below if that is what it's called. Is it a Tequila Sunrise or a Florida Sunrise, something like that, I'm not quite sure. But again, the same with Adam Cole, he hit his finisher maneuver and now he's going for this combination move. Why has he not gone for the pin himself? And then again, instead of going for the pin, he brings AJ back up to his feet. I do sometimes wonder with the AI in this game. I know they've said they've improved it, but sometimes they really should go for pins more often. Here we go. I think Adam Cole is going to go for a pin now. Rolls AJ Styles over, and AJ's a dead weight here. Adam Cole in for the pin. 2. And no! AJ Styles kicks out. And like I said, if Adam Cole had gone for the pin a little bit earlier, straight after that flip power driver, he might have got the victory. But he just waited a bit too long, I think. But to tell the honest truth, I think whoever wins this match is going to be absolutely destroyed in the second round. There's that straight jacket German suplex by Adam Cole. And now this could be all this. 1, 2. And again, Adam Cole can't believe it as AJ Styles kicks out. I can't believe it. What is Adam Cole going to have to do to keep AJ down? AJ now tripping Adam Cole. I thought he was going to go for the quick roll-up, but decided against it. AJ now bringing Adam Cole back up to his feet, but Adam Cole just sending AJ Styles over the top. I don't know what it's going to take for one of these guys to finally win this match. Adam Cole's been caught with 2 Styles clashes and 2 Pele kicks. AJ Styles has been caught with a flip power driver and a straight jacket German. I just don't know what it's going to take. I really don't. Is AJ taking Adam Cole up? Looking for something big and high impact here by the looks of it. Oh, what is he going for here? Oh, reverse suplex off the top. Brings Adam Cole back up to his feet once again. And another Pele kick. Surely he has to go for the pin and the win now. There's the pin. 1, 2, and 3. AJ Styles is going through to the next round. But how much energy and how many injuries is he taking through with him? That's going to be a big question. This has been a very long and hard-fought match. And I think the winner of Muertes and Prince Puma might be able to pick away at the damage already been done by Adam Cole in this match. And I do like this Global Force Wrestling Arena. Of course, it's not a realistic one because Global Force is nowhere near this sort of a size arena and nowhere near this sort of crowd. But it's a pretty good arena. I quite like it. It sort of gives us more of a realistic look at what a show with these wrestlers in would probably get crowd-wise. So I'm quite happy with it. Of course, we don't know what Global Force Wrestling is going to be like because they haven't actually aired any TV shows yet. This was one of the attempts at a calf killer. And you see Adam Cole's foot underneath the ropes. AJ has to break it straight away. And that happened to AJ twice. Poor ring positioning, poor ring awareness really to get caught with that twice. It's not one of AJ's proudest moments though, I don't think. There's AJ bringing Adam Cole back up to his feet, and there is the Pele kick. I think that's the one that finally finished him off. It took 3 of those Pele kicks and 2 Styles clashes and a super reverse suplex to finally take Adam Cole out of this one. And Adam Cole really gave his all into this one, but it just was not enough to get through to the semi-finals. And I wonder, I'm thinking Adam Cole's going to be a very dominant member of this universe mode, but he's struggled every time we've seen him so far. The thing is, I suppose, we haven't really got into the universe mode yet, so once we do, and these guys start to pick up status effects, that's one of the big things they've added this year. But I'll have more of a conversation with you about that in the next match. And here we go, the last of our first round matches is going to be Prince Puma taking on Mil Muertes in the Mexican quarter of this Global Championship tournament. And here we go. Of course, the winner of this match is probably going to be on an easy trip through to the final. Like I said, AJ Styles, who won the last match, has got a hell of a lot of crap beaten out of him, shall we say, in the last match against Adam Cole. So I think he's going to be easy pickings as long as whoever wins this match manages to get through pretty quick and easily, I suppose. But Mil Muertes is starting to look like that could be a possibility, using his superior strength to keep Prince Puma down. But then Prince Puma pinning Muertes in the corner. Like I say, I'm not too sure on having Prince Puma. I think I'd rather have Ricochet, but then again, I think Prince Puma is regarded as probably regarded as more of a main event star, believe it or not, than Ricochet is, I suppose. Because you get Prince Puma, I suppose, was obviously held the Lucha Underground Championship and Lucha Underground for a very, very long time, more or less the entire length of the first series. The first series? Sorry, I just mixed the words series and season together to make series in. But yeah, he held the belt for most of that. Whereas Ricochet, I think, like when he's involved in bigger companies such as New Japan Pro Wrestling, is only really involved in the junior heavyweight division and at the moment only the tag division. So I think Prince Puma is probably widely regarded as more of a main event star than Ricochet, even though it's the same person. So it sounds a bit stupid, doesn't it, really? But I'll be looking at some point to maybe replace Prince Puma with Ricochet and use Ricochet as a main event star. However, I think, of course, by having Prince Puma and having the mask, it's always going to look a lot better than what Ricochet will, I suppose. Because Ricochet, to get the face right, I know a lot of people have got faces right on a lot of these cores really well, but obviously it's easier to get a mask correct than it is to get a face, if that makes sense. But this Mil Muertes core looks really good. And I'm thinking maybe we might be able to have some Disciples of Death at some point as well. I've got a couple of ideas of people that we could use. And it's not a bad idea, actually. I'm just thinking 2 guys that would be perfect for it. And they're already on this roster. So it's definitely something we could look at doing, actually. I like that, actually. I do like that. Again, I've got a whole pad and I've got a fold and I've got everything on my desk now. Because one of the things I want to do differently to last year as well when we did 2K15 is I want to stay a lot more organised. I want to make sure that if I promise you guys a championship match the next week, I don't forget about it, because I'm pretty sure that I probably did do that a couple of times last year. That's the problem with recording 6 rosters at the same time. You forget what's sort of happening sometimes. So if I've got a folder and I write down the results of every show and what's happening and the sort of feuds we're on and that sort of thing, I think it's going to help us stay a lot more organised and make it a bit easier to keep track of. So like if I promise a championship match, you'll get a championship. Of course, I've already promised certain matches for some of our shows. We know we're going to have an NXT number 1 contendership battle royal on our first episode. We know that we're going to have a tag team championship match on our first episode of Monday Night Raw, as the winners of the tag team tournament take on Brotherhood, Goldust and Stardust. We know we're going to have a hardcore championship match on Attitude Era as well, suggested by Jay. We're going to have a retro roster number 1 contendership match as well, again suggested by Jay. I've got that match written down somewhere. I have to double check where it was, but yeah, we're going to have, my aim is to have one special match on every single one of the opening tournaments, just to make it a bit more special and get you guys really into it, interested and excited to watch some more. So that's hopefully going to be the case. Of course, we do have our first pay-per-view coming up next Sunday as well, Mystery Vortex. That's going to be interesting as well, as Mil Muertes almost picks up a very fast victory here over Prince Puma. I'm not quite sure who Mil Muertes. I've got a feeling that Mil Muertes is what's his name? I've forgotten his name now. Was he going to go for the... Oh, he went for the spear and Prince Puma avoided it and sent him out. We're going to get a replay of that during the match. That's how big it was. That's the first time I've seen that they actually use that replay during the match. That's quite good. It doesn't seem to do it very often. I don't know why. It is switched on to do it whenever it wants, but it doesn't seem to want to do it very often. You're just trying to remember who is underneath the mask of Mil Muertes. I think it's... I've forgotten his name now. I want to say it's Judas Messias, but I think that's what he was called in TNA. I'm not sure if he's called something else or El Messias. Something along them sort of lines. I think that's who it is. You might have to let me know in the comment section if you know for sure, but I think it's El Messias. Of course, with Lucha Underground, a lot of the wrestlers took new gimmicks and new masks and everything like that. So guys like King Cuerno, I think King Cuerno is a Lucha Underground exclusive character. I think on actual AAA, I think he's called Phantasma or something like that, or Fantastico or something along them sort of lines. I was also thinking of bringing guys like Mr. C's in, or Mr. Co, whatever. I think he's called Mr. C's now. To Global Force Wrestling. I did want to have Alberto Del Rio on here, or Alberto El Patron, but of course he's re-signed with WWE recently, so he's not going to be working this sort of shows anymore. Oh, we're going to see what I think we're going to see. It looks like we are, you know. Prince Puma lining Mil Muertes up, dives through that middle rope into the DDT. What a great move that was by Prince Puma. I wonder if Prince Puma should have left. Oh, Mil Muertes going for a baseball bat. Mil Muertes gets himself disqualified in this championship tournament. What just happened? Why did Mil Muertes use a baseball bat? Wow, that's an interesting one. But I tell you what, that really helps us develop one of our first feuds for Global Force Wrestling, doesn't it? That's a very interesting one. I've not seen that, but I've seen somebody attempt to do that before, and they completely missed with a baseball bat. But I've not seen somebody actually hit it. Why? I don't understand. Maybe it's got something to do with the mental aspects, the stats of each character. There are some people that are aggressive or that sort of thing, so they do more off-the-cuff sort of idea things, and that was one of them. Yeah, he grabbed the baseball bat and just attacked Prince Puma with it. That's a very interesting one. But either way, Prince Puma is going through to our semi-final, and my pick to win the competition just got himself bloody disqualified. Oh, God, Mil Muertes, what are you doing to me? But, like I said, it's definitely going to be an interesting way to build up a feud, especially if AJ Styles manages to defeat Prince Puma in the next round. We can always build the fact that the attack with the baseball bat was enough to take Prince Puma out of the competition. But let's see how it pans out as we get onto our semi-finals. But before we do that, let's have a quick look at the brackets. So after that bizarre finish to the match, we now know we're going to see AJ Styles taking on Prince Puma in our second semi-final. But before that, we're going to see Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Drew Galloway. And as promised, here is our first semi-final, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Drew Galloway. And here we go. And I'm still a little bit taken back by that last match. It's a very interesting finish. We've seen a few little added extras they've made into this game that really makes a lot more varied finishes. We've seen some matches finish, especially we saw a championship match finish, one of the finals for one of our tournaments. It finished with somebody's hand on the ropes and the referee didn't see it. So really it should have been a rope break, but the match finished and somebody won the championship. So that's an interesting one. But like I said, the previous match with Muertes sort of losing his head a little bit and using a baseball bat to assault Prince Puma, that's an interesting one. Got himself disqualified right in front of the referee. Obviously knew what he was doing. So I wonder if that is to do with the certain stats that current wrestlers have. Like I say, Muertes is more of an aggressive style of wrestler and that sort of thing. So that's an interesting one that I think we could really develop on that match now to build one of our first storylines in our universe mode. Of course, Muertes versus Prince Puma is a pretty good storyline to build on. It's also going to depend, obviously, on who wins this competition. Should Prince Puma now go on to win, then it looks like Muertes could be getting himself a title shot in the near future. But of course, Prince Puma's still got some difficult matches to go through. But saying that, with the amount of damage that AJ Styles took in the first round, there's no reason why Prince Puma couldn't walk through AJ Styles pretty easily. But then again, Prince Puma, after taking a beating with that baseball bat, might not be in the best condition himself. We'll have to wait and see how it all pans out, I should imagine. It's great to see Drew Galloway doing well here as well. And like I say, Tanahashi is the only other person in this competition who held the Global Force Wrestling main championship for any amount of time. So should he get knocked out here, we know we're guaranteed to get a brand new champion. And, oh, referee, your hands hit the mat 3 times, and I'm sure they did. Referee, your hands hit the mat 3 times. It's a shame. It's a bit of an odd one. They've only ever got one referee on this game. He doesn't resemble any of the referees in WWE currently at the moment either. And Drew Galloway, there is the Future Shock DDT. And maybe Drew Galloway could be knocking out the only ever former global champion, Tanahashi, too. And Tanahashi kicks out of that as well. Wow, Hiroshi Tanahashi showing some incredible resilience here this evening. Move there by Drew Galloway, just dropping Tanahashi onto his knee. And Tanahashi flips straight back up to his feet as well. And Tanahashi now catching Drew Galloway. Great sort of neckbreaker cutter move there. Now bringing Galloway back up to his feet. There's that dragon suplex in with the pin. 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. It is only a 2 count. And Tanahashi's actually been busted open as well. Didn't see that happen. Now Galloway using the ropes to get back up to his feet. Galloway throwing Tanahashi into the corner face first. Big back elbow by Tanahashi. A boot to the gut there by Galloway. Now Tanahashi with that sort of like an arm breaker sort of mild style move, but it brings Drew Galloway flat onto his face. Now Tanahashi with that backbreaker just bringing Drew Galloway down onto his knee. My words are starting to elude me again. The reason I'm so thirsty at the moment, I've drunk so much drink just watching this video, just doing this video alone. What is this? This is a 1 litre bottle of squash that I keep filling up with more squash. And I've had 1 bottle per match so far, and I'm still really thirsty. I don't know what's going on with me at the moment. I've had about 3 or 4 litres of orange squash while just recording this video so far. And I'll tell you one thing, I am absolutely bursting for a pee now. There's the Russian leg sweep by Drew Galloway. Now bringing Tanahashi back up to his feet. What's he got planned here? Takes him up. Spins him round and slams him down face first. And actually Tanahashi's head and face caught that top rope as he went down. That's not going to be very nice. Those ropes are... people think they're soft and springy, but they're actually quite hard. And they're wound steel. But there it is. Tanahashi has been eliminated by Drew Galloway. And we now know we're going to have a brand new global champion. Someone we've never had before, holding this belt, and he's not going to be Japanese, which is strange because I think apart from Apart from Michael Elgin, I think all of our champions in 2K15 were Japanese. Of course, it was only Okada, Tanahashi, and Brian Cage, I suppose. Sorry, not Brian Cage, Michael Elgin. So we are going to have a brand new, different champion. It's going to be Drew Galloway, AJ Styles, or Prince Puma. It's going to be an interesting one. We now know, of course, that Prince Puma will probably feud with Mil Muertes as soon as this Universe mode starts. Will that feud be for the championship or not is yet to be seen, I should imagine. But like I said, AJ Styles suffered a lot of damage in that match against Adam Cole. However, Prince Puma being attacked by a baseball bat, those sort of attacks on this game are quite strong as well, quite significant. So you don't know how much that's going to affect him in this match as well. There's a Dragon Suplex by Tanahashi, of course. That was only for a 2 count. That's actually Tanahashi's finisher maneuver, I believe. And you see, look, he drops him and his face catches that top rope. That's really got to do some extra damage. Like I said, those ropes, they may look soft and springy, but they are deceiving. They are woven steel. And Drew Galloway victorious here. I'm surprised. I'm not necessarily surprised. He's a very good wrestler, like I said, but I'm surprised he's managed to defeat Tanahashi. Tanahashi, of course, one of the best in the world. And Drew Galloway is going on to the final for a chance at the Global Championship later on this evening. And here is our second semi-final. Like I said, this is going to be an interesting one. AJ Styles went for a very, very difficult match against Adam Cole. And Prince Puma assaulted with a baseball bat by Mil Muertes. Who has suffered the most damage? And we'll find out next, I suppose. And here we go. Let's see who's... Oh my god, AJ Styles instantly catches Prince Puma straight into a Styles clash. This match hasn't even started. Wow, I didn't realise they actually take... I knew they took the injuries and their stamina forward, but I didn't realise they took finishers forward with them. Why AJ Styles has hit a Styles clash and now 2 Pele's. Surely he's got to go for the pin now. You would think, wouldn't you? Here he goes, pulling Prince Puma away from the ropes. In for the pin he goes. 1, 2. No, Prince Puma kicks out. Maybe he's got a bit more in the locker than we thought he did. But maybe he's not going to get a chance to show us, as AJ with a second Styles clash. And AJ Styles is looking immense in the semi-final. I think I've really sort of underestimated his capabilities after that match against Adam Cole. 2 Styles clashes, 2 Pele kicks, and surely Prince Puma's going no further. And there we go, that's confirmation. How quick was that? Very impressive. You see some of the, I say some of the highlights, there's not many of them because how short the match was. It must have been about 30 seconds, if that. 2 Styles clashes, 2 Pele kicks. Prince Puma got no offense at all, and it's clear to see that Mil Muertes' attack with the baseball bat was more than sufficient to keep Prince Puma down. And that's really going to help feed our feud going forward into our universe mode. So there we go. That is our first confirmed feud for Global Force Wrestling. Mil Muertes, should I say, versus Prince Puma. That's going to be a very good one. That can lead up to our very first pay-per-view. Again, not quite sure what that pay-per-view is going to be as of yet. Depends how far ahead of ourselves I can get in the next 5 weeks before we get to it. If we can get pretty far ahead of ourselves, then we'll definitely do a 5-day pay-per-view. Probably G1 Climax just to kick everything off or something along them lines. We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. And here we go. Here is the final. The Global Championship match. Drew Galloway versus AJ Styles. And here we go. And since this is a championship match, we are going to have the entrances. I have been trying to do this for all of the championship matches so far in our tournaments. But there have been some bugs along the way where, for some reason in these matches, I don't know why, but the entrances keep getting switched with other random people. So I thought I'll give it another try here this evening, see if these work out okay. And so far, Drew Galloway's is looking pretty good. Looking like as it should. Of course, You can probably hear the crowd booing, but I think I'm going to change Drew Galloway to a face before we start our universe mode. I think when you're teaming with Gredo, you can't be a heel, really, can you? I think himself and Gredo as team ICW is going to be pretty damn good. I keep getting ICW and IWC mixed up, so that's the reason why I keep pausing when I go for it. But as you see, it's actually a pretty good entrance for Drew Galloway. I'm pretty sure it's the correct one as well. There seems to be a lot of issues in exhibitions and tournaments, but Universe Mode seems to be a little bit more stable, which is the complete opposite to what it was last year. So hopefully we won't find many other issues going forward. Of course, I've not really used the Universe Mode much so far this year. The main issue was the championship matches, but that's definitely been fixed now. From what I can tell, you can make your own championship matches in Universe Mode, which is pretty damn good because that's what we need, really. As we wait the entrance of AJ Styles, and it looks like a pretty good entrance as well. This looks like it's the correct entrance, or has he stolen Christian's entrance? Well, all of a sudden his fireworks have disappeared. That's not very good, but there you go. He slowly makes his way down to the ring, of course. AJ Styles has taken quite a bit of damage in this first round match, but he didn't take an ounce of damage against Prince Puma. He completely destroyed him, and of course that's mainly to do with the amount of damage that Muertes did to Prince Puma for AJ Styles. And one thing I would have liked 2K to put in, and this is only a very little thing, is I would have liked to see maybe the AI attempt breakouts themselves, but I don't think that's possible. I think breakouts only happen when there's a human involved, and you have to obviously press the button to do it. So I would have liked to have maybe seen breakouts being part of the game. I still think we can use them maybe as part of a storyline. It's definitely something I look to do in the future. Maybe we could do like a tag team match, and then there could be a breakout on one of the partners, and then obviously that person would no longer be in the match, and it ends up being a 2-on-1, maybe something on them sort of lines. Definitely something we can look at doing anyway. But as we see now, we're going to have this as the championship, and Global Force Wrestling is a company that really makes me laugh, because you can actually check this on the website yourself. The Global Championship, the main championship for the company, is actually the smallest belt out of the lot. Believe it or not. You've seen how big the tag team... No, you haven't yet, because it's not been uploaded yet. But you'll see how big the tag team championships are. They're huge, and the Next Gen Championship is pretty big as well. The Intercontinental Championship I've created is still on the large side, but of course the Global Championship seems to be the smallest belt for some reason. And which one of these two guys is going to walk out of it? Like I said at the beginning, my head was telling me AJ Styles would win, but my heart wanted me to bet on Muertes. So I'm going to be a bit annoyed on this. If AJ Styles walks out of here with the championship, and I didn't go in my head, I'm going to be annoyed. But there you go. I still can't believe my pick for the tournament got himself disqualified. How stupid is that? Really screwed me over, that one did. AJ Styles now sending Drew Galloway into that corner. They'll just assault him with the punches to the head. Referee still counting. He's up to a 4, and there's a great butterfly suplex on the outside by AJ Styles. Really using the environment to his advantage here. Makes his way back into the ring. Referee's on a 6, and Drew Galloway looks a bit shaken. Referee up to a 7 count now, and Drew Galloway still looks a bit shaken, but shaking it off now. Up to an 8, and Drew Galloway slides back in. Galloway just took an extra few seconds on the outside, I think, to really regain his head and sort of develop a game plan. I just realised in Galloway he's got a funny line across his chest, which is a shame, because I think apart from that he looks pretty much spot on. You can't quite see it because his hair keeps going the way. That's actually pretty good. I don't think it's going to matter. It's a very, very small thing. It's taken me all this time to notice it, so I can say it's not going to be a major problem. Oh, complete shot by AJ Styles, but garroting Drew Galloway over that bottom rope. And now there's a couple of running forearms. Ducking the clothesline. There's the Pele kick. We've seen this a few times this evening already. Is it going to be enough to win AJ Styles the championship? I don't know. He's not even going to try. He's going to go for a collegiate wrestling style roll. Why? I'm a bit unsure on this tournament why a lot of these guys haven't gone for pins. It seems a bit illogical. Times when if I'm a wrestler I would have gone for a pin. If I'm actually playing the game I would have gone for a pin in some of these occasions. Drew Galloway with only a 2 count over AJ Styles. And Drew Galloway could be Be a great champion here for us in this universe mode. Of course, AJ Styles had a couple of opportunities at the belt in 2K15 and never won it. Would again be a pretty good champion, but Drew Galloway would really be someone a bit different. Somebody that, again, what other universe modes on YouTube give you Drew Galloway versus AJ Styles for the Global Force Wrestling Championship? No one, I don't think. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing, though? That's the only thing we've got to figure out. AJ Styles now taking Drew Galloway up. Holds him there. And AJ's showing his strength with a couple of squats with the big man Drew Galloway up. And there is the suplex. The head. The head. The head. The head must hurt. But like I said, that move there, it might look like he's just showing off, but letting the blood drain to the head of Drew Galloway really weakens the rest of the body. It really takes the blood out of the legs, and you probably happen to yourself sometimes before. If you lose blood in one part of your body, it starts to become less strong. There's the style clash. In for the pin. 1, 2. And ladies and gentlemen, your first global champion here in our Global Force Wrestling Universe mode is going to be AJ Styles. As for some reason we don't see the Pele kick, but we see that little roll. Either way. Brings Drew Galloway back up to his feet, and Drew just launched AJ Styles face first into the mat and went for a pin himself, but that was only for a 2 count. There you see. And here you see AJ just stalking the grounded Drew Galloway, waiting for him to make his way back up to his feet, and when he does, AJ Styles takes him up into the Styles Clash. There it is. So there you go, AJ Styles victorious here. He is going to take the Global Force Wrestling Global Championship into our first episode of Global Force Wrestling Amped. That's going to, of course, be uploaded on Tuesday. And there you see AJ with the belt. A big moment for him. He's been involved in quite a lot of stuff so far in this universe mode. Was involved in the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship tournament as well. And he's very, very happy to get a hold of the gold here in Global Force Wrestling. It's going to be good. It's going to be a different champion for us as well. Somebody that we haven't had as champion in 2K15. And that's... I'm not going to say that's what I'm aiming for, but I really like the idea of having something fresh at the top of the card. It'll be really good for us. And now we just have to decide who is going to face off against AJ Styles for that championship at our very first pay-per-view. But I'm sure we can discuss something over the next coming weeks. And there you go. There is confirmation. AJ Styles defeated Adam Cole, a very, very weakened Prince Puma, and Drew Galloway to become our first global champion. So it's been very interesting. Like I said, it's a brand new champion, something we didn't have in 2K15 as a champion. So it's going to be a nice change for us all. That is the end of this video. If you have liked it, then be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Not just for the video, but of course for AJ Styles being champion and for all of the great creator wrestlers in this competition as well. The only problem with having these creator wrestlers is it does mean that the loading times are huge. I've just realised, I've just edited the Global Force Wrestling Tag Team Championship Tournament. That actually recorded for 1 hour and 40 minutes. And I've actually removed 40 minutes worth of loading screens out of that video. That's how long it took. I know there's the odd little bit in Bob where I'm making a drink. That's only for like 30 odd seconds or so, but I managed to take 40 minutes out of that video, so that's just shows how long it really takes. But yeah, it's been an absolutely great tournament once again. We've seen some interesting matches, especially Muertes versus Prince Puma, where Muertes got himself disqualified by the use of the baseball bat, and that's definitely going to be one of our first feuds we go for, Muertes versus Prince Puma. But yeah, we have to check out our first episode of Global Force Wrestling Amp TV, which will be uploaded on Tuesday, to see how that one continues on. And of course, make sure to subscribe and you'll get a nice little ding when that video gets uploaded. But yeah, of course, like I said, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe and all that wonderful stuff. I've been Sabre Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the Intercontinental Championship Tournament, which will be uploaded next.